Hey there, Freedom Family. I'm back with another one. Coming at you early this morning on the 4th of July. I hope you guys have a happy 4th, but sadly, I got a sad story to tell. And I'm just not really feeling it. And I haven't celebrated the 4th of July in a couple fourths now. At least not last year, but here I am again with no plans. And when I was younger, we used to make a big deal out of it. And we would go out of town and go get the good stuff, as they say. Um, we had around here was the snakes and sparklers, so we had to go get the good stuff. And you know what they say, like, you don't have no black cats, no Roman candles, no buzz bottles, no finger blasters, no butt busters, no whistling bungholes, spleen splitters, scooter do's, scooter don'ts. If you know where that's from, write that in the comments below. But yeah, we used to make a big deal out of it when I was younger and stuff like that. And nowadays, money's tight and everything too. So partially, even going out and getting this stuff is pretty crazy. I remember the last time I did celebrate, which I can't even remember now. It was at least a couple years ago that I went out and I was like, I can't even believe the price of this stuff. But the best bet is to go tomorrow, or sometimes they stay open a little longer. Go a couple days after and they'll have some killer deals. And you can get like buy one, get one. Sometimes it's even like buy one, get two free. And you can just stock up for next year's 4th. But yeah, I don't really have much plans. And I know some of you guys probably realize I've been slowing down on the content recently. And I just been burnt out on the whole thing, really. And I had a conversation a couple days ago with somebody, and I said some things that been kind of weighing on me. And I figured I'd talk about it. And I hate to be the one to black pill you today, or dim your sunshine, or rain on your parade. But yeah, I guess I'll get to that story. And I'm not really sure what popped it off. I think we were just talking about politics in general, and I think situations around the world and everything. And I think we were talking about the France stuff for a while, and it got on the topic of the police or something, and that's usually what sets me off pretty quick. So I might have been talking about that, and it was a couple of F's this and F that and F them, and just paraphrasing here. But I went off and I said something that you kind of regret, or that I regret. But you know how people in the heat of the moment, you say something like, oh, I hate you and I wish you would die. Well, I've never said that to anybody, but, you hear that and people are like, those are, the bad last words to say to somebody. While I was going off, and they said something, well, I thought you were Mr. Patriotic, and it doesn't look like you really love the country, or something like that. And I said, no, I don't. I hate this country. This country is shit. And I don't mean that. I didn't mean that. I said that out of the heat of the moment. And it's been kind of weighing on me. Because, this country is great. It's the greatest country on earth. And, I got on Heavy Duty Country on one of the videos I did. I did a Heavy Duty Country call out where in one of his videos he said something like that, like, if this is the way this country's gonna go, like, I'm just gonna pack up and leave and go somewhere else. And the point of my video was like, where are you gonna pack up and leave to? There's nowhere to run. This is it. This is the last bastion of freedom. And this is all we got. There's nowhere to go. So yeah, I said that, and it's just been weighing on me in general, and the politics and the whole situation we're in, which I realize this is where they want us at. This is the demoralization phase. So, and I realize that. But, there was this one video too, a Jaeger video. Rest in peace to James Jaeger. And regardless of what you think about him, um, I'm not sure if he was a cop or not, but I remember when he first came out with videos, I didn't really like him. And then I started watching him again, and he got a little better. And I think he did some kind of video where he was like, I wouldn't join the cops again or something. I'm not even sure if I'm thinking about the same dude. But then once he made the pack your bags video, again, whatever you think about him, that video took balls. Most people don't make those kind of videos. But then he went one step further. He doubled down on it, and where most people would back down, they sent a news crew to his home to do an interview. And the government threatened him with taking away his permit to carry, and was going after his business license and all this stuff. And that's where people usually back down and they bow down. Well, no, he backed it up. And I don't know if this interview is still on YouTube, but I highly recommend looking for it or checking it out. But the newscaster or the journalist or whatever, the person doing the interview, was like, explain yourself what you said in that video. He said, oh yeah, if they come for my guns, I'm going to start shooting people. And they were like, can you explain that? And he was like, well, what would a George Washington would have done? What would Thomas Jefferson do? This is all, this is what our founding fathers did. And you're supposed to stand in the face of tyranny. You're supposed to defy tyranny in this country. And she's like, well, don't you think that looks extreme to people? He's like, good. And well, that will make people nervous. He's like, it's time to make people nervous. And, I mean, that's where we're at. And then somewhere in this interview, he rolls his eyes or he takes a breath and lets out a sigh. And he's just like, oh, man. And she's like, you look tired. You seem like this, is tiring you. And he goes, yeah, I'm tired of it. And it's like, that's where I'm at, man. I am just sick and tired of all this bullshit. I feel like I've been fighting the war for so long. I'm fighting the war before the war. The war hasn't even started yet. And again, that goes back to what I was talking about, the demoralization phase. And it's just so tiring. And this long, drawn-out death by 1,000 cuts while we just sit here year after year and watch our country bleed out. It's getting real tiring. So yeah, I mean, I said those things in the heat of the moment that I didn't mean, but, and I have no plans today. I mean, I'll probably meet up with family and do some barbecuing or something and try to make the best out of the day. And I sure hope you all have a happy 4th and you got something planned and have a good time. But yeah, I mean, and you know how I always say, we are on our own. No one's coming to save us. So get right with God, because only He can save you. Freedom fighters out.